Well, there's been a small change in the program, as Mayor Mancera mentioned, due to an unexpected storm in Rome. The mayor of Rome, Mrs. Virginia Raggi, will have to go back to her city. But we don't want to miss the opportunity to hear from her, so please welcome her to the stage.
Thank you. Gracias. Buenos días a todas y a todos. Gracias por esta invitación en este summit, que es muy importante. Thank you for inviting me here. And thank you for Mayor Mancera and for the organization to reschedule all the program, because as you've heard, and as we're talking about, we had a snowstorm in Rome. And as forecast, condition will be worse in the next few hours, so I need to start earlier and have to go and stay with my people. So thank you for inviting me here, as I was saying, to participate in this summit, which is so important for the future of our cities, and I would say even for the future of our planet, which is our home, the Mother Earth, I would say. Well, when I became mayor, I received my first invitation to C40 Summit, and I asked myself, why city do I have to face this problem? Why city are so involved? And the answer was that in the next few years, most of the world population will be living in large urban areas. And this means that through their behavior, the people living in these cities will have a strong and direct impact on climate change. According to McKinsey report, Focused Acceleration, I read a data that really had a big impact on me. Cities consume more than 2/3 of global energy and produce more than 70% of greenhouse gases. That's quite huge. So the large urban areas will be decisive in the challenge of the future. And as your city, Rome as well is in the front line tackling climate changes and against increasing social divide. Well, the risk of careless politics are before our very eyes. I would say snowstorm, fire, floods, abnormally heavy rainfall, heat waves, and spells low temperature, polluted air. And from social side, lack of economically accessible housing, high unemployment rates, demographic changes. Despite all of this, I don't want to be catastrophic, honestly, because it's true, there are big climate changes are occurring, but we can stop them with firm policies. And finally, we're beginning to see the first good result of our awareness-raising action. There is a great concern for an attentive management of natural resources. In various parts of the planet, environmental and inclusive sustainability is seen to be the key to progress. We can learn from our past experience and from our previous mistake. Now we can do it. And just to give you an example, in 2017, the region where Rome is located was affected by a severe drought that caused damages for over 200 million euros in the rural areas. From 207 to 216, mean temperature rose by 8%. And the rainfall in 2017 dropped by 52%, and the rainfall pattern has changed. So now, the amount of rain that used to fall in 1 month sometimes can be concentrated in a violent downpour of a couple of hours. Just to give you an idea, we call it water bombs. From the drought side, we have worked on the water distribution network, reducing water leakage from 44% to 32% in about 6 months. This type of action focuses mainly on the effect, but our aim was to avoid rationing water or stopping the supply of running water altogether. This is why we have opted for a long-term approach, promoting more virtuous water and energy consumption patterns, and above all, raising people's awareness regarding the effects of climate change, so to induce them to be even more aware and careful. The Rome Declaration that we have signed last October by the representative of the main world rivers made the point that immediate action is most necessary. But to go to the very roots, we have to see the pollution as probably the main reason of this climate change. In Rome, this means adopting measures in the area of public transport and transport. In my city, there are 2.3 million private vehicles, which means 814 vehicles per 1,000 inhabitants. Of this, about 612 are cars. A comparison with the other capital towns in Europe, it's not very good, because we see the number of cars for 1,000 inhabitants recorded in Madrid in 2016 was 517. In London was 316, and in Berlin was 237. So I can say that we have a very big problem. So we decided to invest heavily in public transport and sustainable transport and encourage people to switch to non-polluting vehicles, private vehicles. We're investing in car sharing, bike sharing, and pedestrian path. And more than this, last October, we approved an electric mobility plan to give all energy operators the opportunity to provide the electric charging infrastructure required to be able to use electric cars and scooters. But one of the things that I'm very proud, and I have the pleasure to announce it today here, is that by endorsing the principle of fossil fuel-free street declaration, Rome has decided to ban the use of diesel car from its historical center from 2024. Yeah. My citizens still don't know. And furthermore, starting from 2025, we will only purchase zero-emission buses for public transport. So we're in the process of... Thank you. Then last November, the City of Rome formally endorsed the Mayor's Climate and Energy Pact, taking on the ambitious commitment to reduce climate change emission in their respective territories by at least 40% by 2030. This commitment entails the adoption and implementation of an action plan for sustainable energy and for climate that City of Rome will have to draw up and approve by 14 November 2019. And we have also launched the plan for post-consumer materials with the ambition of reaching the objective of producing zero waste. Then we're planting 19,000 trees across the city to offset the production of carbon dioxide. And more, we've asked our citizens to participate in this change. I mean, cooperation with our citizens, to me, is important. For instance, in the transport area, we have launched the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan. So through the new communication media, people can indicate their destination and key services. They can suggest different ways of reducing air and noise pollution, greenhouse gases emission, and energy consumption. So compare it to the past, we have an advantage. Really, we do. Scientific and technological advances are such that we have a better understanding of what is happening now and of what we need to protect our planet. Finally, we have full awareness of our responsibilities and our opportunities too. This is why our duty to involve citizens, make them more aware of the future and help them be master of their future. They have to cooperate. Each person must do something. And we have to start from kids and from young people, not forgetting the oldest one. So simple gestures are what we need, like avoid wasting water, avoid polluting our resources, choose public transportation instead of using the car, private car, making environmentally friendly purchases, transform our economies into inclusive economies. So one of our guiding principles was no man is to left behind. So this means pay more attention even to those who are the more fragile, minors, the unemployed, the elderly, kids. So this is what we're trying to do in Rome, many things at the same time. Like regarding women, please allow me to tell that now we have greater responsibility, but also greater opportunity. I think that never before have been so many female mayors. So we can have a strong impact. We can launch a positive message to the planet. We have to take care of our home and doing together, sharing responsibility, sharing opportunity, sharing good practice so we can copy each other, you know? As your biking day and your path, 55 kilometers path that I've seen yesterday. It's wonderful. As regard inclusive policies, first of all, we have started making a survey of needs of its citizens. A social plan. Rome missed a social plan we didn't have since, 10 years, 13 years. So we started listening to people, to their needs. We started making public meetings in all the city, in the surroundings. And now we have a map, a real map of what towns really need. We're starting listening because if we don't do this, we have alienating city. We don't have participating city. So even this change of way of doing politics to me is quite important. So we're rediscovering the importance of sharing and participation. I would like to tell you a lot of things more, but my time is over, and just want to say that, of course, a lot remains to be done, but I believe that we are on the right path. Thank you all. Gracias a todos. Gracias.